This video looks at evaluating online books. It's a look at the ebook collection and eBrary platforms, two of the most popular providers and two of the most prolific, prevalent providers of online books in Sims Library. We are on the results list of an EDS search that I did, and I'm finding an online book to evaluate for you. And this particular book item here, number 2, titled Food Fight, The Inside Story of the Food Industry, America's Obesity Crisis, and What We Can Do About It, is a good choice. This particular book is available to us in the ebook interface or ebook collection platform. We have two of them that provide the most books to us. One of them is ebook and the other one is ProQuest eBrary. I will be showing you ProQuest eBrary shortly. So let's look at ebook first. First thing I'm going to do to start evaluating it online is I'm going to click this link here, ebook full text. I can download it, but in order to do that I have to create an account with EBSCO, and I don't have the time to demo that here, so let's just go ahead and click ebook full text. You should be able to do a lot of evaluation through this method. Okay, so as you can see, the PDF is pulled up, and what we can do now is we can come over here and we can look at the table of contents. And you can see everything is linked. We could look at the chapters if we wanted to at this point, the index, the notes, wherever we would like to start. I think going to the table of contents is the best way to get started. So here we go. I am seeing part 1, Biology Mismatched with the Modern World. So that's probably talking more about the physiological effects of food and obesity and so forth. Part 2, the toxic environment, and that I think is edging in closer to what we want. And sure enough, as it shows you, Chapter 5, Television, Movie Celebrities and the Seduction of Children. That's on page 97. So that sounds like a good bet to get started with. So I'm going to take that number, page 97, and I'm going to type it in. And now I'm going to click Go. And as you can see, we have quite a lot here. This quote says quite a lot. The commercial exploitation of children is particularly egregious. I'm going to drop down to here. Yet, we assume that young children can rationally decide about food choices that have important health consequences, and we expose them to intense marketing of products that are largely devoid of nutritional value but replete with calories. So that is telling us quite a lot right there. This chapter is definitely about trying to prove that food advertising could definitely contribute to unhealthy conditions with children. Here we have something here. Advertisers must compete with all else going on just to get your attention, much less have their jingle or slogan stored away so you don't forget. Let's turn to the next page. And as you can see, I'm just scrolling through page by page. Once you've typed in the number, you can hit this arrow to forward through, or you could click the back arrow to go backwards. Both the food industry and its critics can agree that massive money is spent on food advertising and that food slogans, jingles, and advertisements have become fixtures in American culture. So as you can see, this one is doing it. Another way to search this is to come over here on the right and click Search Within, and then type some key terms that you've been using. So I'm going to type in children, marketing, obesity, and see what I come up with. I don't think it's necessary to add the AND operator here, so I'm not going to do that. I'm clicking Search. Okay. This looks like a good one right here. I'm going to click this link. So you can see our terms came up. They're bolded. And I'm going to look at this one that's on page 9. It's a link. I'm going right to page 9 now. And let's see. Food marketing directed at children almost exclusively for unhealthy foods is as sophisticated as marketing gets. There are books, advertising journals, and conferences describing how to best market to children. It is no surprise that we have a nation of children consuming record amounts of sugar, soft drink, fast foods, and snack foods. This part of the video will demonstrate online books in the eBrary interface. This title that we're looking at here in the results list of EDS is TV Food Marketing in Childhood Obesity. If I wanted to, I could click here on View Item in Sims Catalog, and there'll be a link that will take me to the full text. However, I think it's easier to just click here and then go into the detailed record where the full text link also appears. So I'm going to scroll down looking for the full text link. Again, we're in the detailed record of EDS for this particular title. I'm scrolling down, and there it is. It says URL, and it shows us that we can get in. So I'm clicking here. And here it is. You can see another tab is opened, and we are now in the eBrary interface. Sometimes they refer to it as the platform. So we can search the book. I'm not going to do a full download because that would require me to create an account, and that would be too time consuming for the purpose of the video. So I'm going to click here for Read Online, and that should work out well for you too when you're doing your evaluations if you are in this particular platform for doing an evaluation of an online book. So I click there, and we're already in the table of contents. As you can see, I'm mousing over it and it's pointing to it. On the right side here is the cover of the book, and I'm going to scroll down here, and this book is really only it's either 2 sections or 2 chapters. The first one is Perspectives on Marketing, Self-Regulation, and Childhood Obesity. So I'm going to click here, and I can start reading about the book. So I'm going to go down and scroll on the far right, scroll downwards, and it says that this particular book, it starts to explain it, it's the abstract, and it says that in July of 2005, the Federal Trade Commission and the Department of Health and Human Services held a public workshop to consider what the private sector can and should do to help lower childhood obesity rates. The workshop reviewed current food marketing practices and examined the actions that the food industry and media are taking to create and market healthier foods to children and to encourage positive changes in children's diets and health. So as you can see, this looks like it's pretty promising if we wanted to find information on our topic, and I think possibly you could even find information to say that it's possible that advertising is maybe perhaps making a turnaround and not necessarily always just devoting itself to advertising unhealthy foods. It just depends. You'd have to go through it and see what the information is. Another way to go through this, and oh, incidentally, look at this. This is previous and next. So if I wanted to go to this page here next, I can just keep going that way. I can go backwards, and so forth. Another approach that you should take, I think, would be if you could come up with a term for your topic, and you can do it searching in here. One of the things that I know is that cereal commercials are very pernicious and very targeted toward children, and usually pretty unhealthy cereals at that. So I'm just going to type in cereals and see what happens. And I have 11 results that showed up for cereals. And as you can see, I'm scrolling down, and in the first half of the book you can see that there's some notations for it here. You see the bar has partially filled in, so that indicates like the scope, the amount. This one down here at the bottom has slightly more, so it probably has more results related to the particular term, cereals, that we typed in. We can look at it by clicking on the arrow and exploring each side. Okay, and so as you can see, here's some quotes. Kellogg's has introduced new whole grain children's cereals. Okay, maybe that's getting healthier. Let's see. Let's look at this one. Now, what you will notice is that your term will be highlighted, so that's pretty useful and helpful when searching through it. So this is talking about self-regulatory actions. Let's see what this one is. For example, this panelist commented that promoting healthier foods and exercise to children tend to be a tougher sell than advertising for less nutritious foods, such as certain cereals, fast food, soft drinks, and snacks. So as you can see, this is a very similar search that we did, although the platform and the interface and the functionality and the features are different. It's very similar to what we saw with the ebook collection. That's it for now. Talk to you later.